Hello viewers, you are welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be teaching you how to cut and sew a pant trouser with a padded hip and a zipper. As a fashion designer, this is a good option for you. Instead of you to pad all your ashobi dresses, you can make a short padded pant and wear it anytime. You can also make it for your client when you are sewing a jumpsuit. Please make sure you watch till the end because I will show you the easiest method to sew this padded pant trouser. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please make sure you subscribe. Okay, this is the skirt pattern I'll be using for this project. The length of the skirt is 19 inches. I did not add any sewing allowance on this skirt pattern. I only added zip allowance on the back part. If you don't know how to drop a skirt, I will drop a link on my description box so that you can learn how to drop the pattern. So do check it out. So to cut out the pattern for the hip padding, there's two measurements I'll be adding on this skirt pattern. The first measurement is from my waist to my under boot measurement. I have 13.5 inches for that. So I will attach a video on the screen so you understand how to measure it. The second measurement is from my waist to where I want my padding to stop. In this case, I want it to stop at 16 inches. This 16 inches is standard for an average person. If you're a tall person, use 18 inches. So I will rule the line out now. That's all. Please note that these lines are not standard. You can measure on your client. To place the measurement, I will start with the front part. So from the side front, I will mark 5.5 inches on my hip line. On this same side front, I will come down by 1.5 inches from my waistline. So I will be connecting the points together. Just connect it the way you see me doing. Okay. I will just use my pattern master now to rule it. You can use a dotted line to connect it. After, you can highlight it. So I will use my marker now to highlight it so that it can be visible. Okay. So I will set it aside now and work on the back. For the back, I will still measure from my waist to my under boots, which is 13.5 inches. The same way I did on the front, though we did not use the under boot measurement on the front. I marked it for better understanding. I will also rule out the 16 inches I marked for the length of my padding. Okay, so from my waist, I come down by 1.5 inches. On my hip line, I will come in by 1 inch from that line I mark for my zipper allowance. On my under boot line, I will measure 5.5 inches the way you see me doing. So I will be connecting the point together now. From the length of the padding, I'll connect it to meet the 5.5 inches I mark on the under boot measurement. From there, I will connect it to the one I mark on the hip line and straight to the one I came down with from my waistline. So I will use my marker now to highlight it for better understanding. Just watch closely what I'm doing. This is not hard. Alright. This is how you connect it for the back hip padding. Just study the diagram. You understand it better. So I will label it now. I will use an arrow to indicate the two sides and I will write up and down so that I won't get confused when I'm joining it. I will do the same thing on the front part. Can you see what we have now? This is how you're supposed to be looking when you are done drafting it. I will also indicate my front part with an arrow and I will write up and down on it. Okay, so I will be cutting it out now. If you have any question, let me know on the comment section. Alright, when I'm done cutting it out, I will write cut 2. We are cutting out 2 for each. After that, I will set it aside and work on the trouser part. For my trouser, I will be using this non-stretchy fabric. I use the fabric that is not stretchy because I will be putting a zip on it. Okay, for this trouser, I will be adding 2 inches to my actual hip measurement and 1 inch to my round thigh measurement. My waist will remain the same, 40 inches. I won't be adding anything. So hip 46 plus 2, I have 48. This 48 is my new hip measurement. I added 2 inches to my hip measurement because the font that I'll be using for this pattern is half inch by width, half inch for 2 sides front and half inch for 2 sides back. That is 2 inches. So the next thing now is to mark out a straight line. This straight line that I'm marking is for my sewing allowance. I just mark out 1 inch. Alright, so I will rule it down now. I will also rule a straight line for my starting point. This is where I will start my measurement. So the next thing now is to place my vertical measurement. To get my hip line, I divided my actual hip by 4. That is 46 divided by 4. I will minus 1.5 inches. That is standard calculation for hip depth. To get the crotch depth, I will divide my new hip by 4. 48 divided by 4, I have 12 inches. I want this trouser to be in form of high waist trouser, so I will mark the 12 inches like that. I will mark it here, and I'm not adding waistband. That's why I did not deduct anything from the starting point, so take note of that. From my waist to the length of my trouser is 19 inches. I will add 1 inch for folding, so I will rule out my lines. After that, I will be dividing my new hip, that's 48 inches by 4. So I will place the measurement here. I will also mark it on my crotch line just for me to get a straight line. Alright, I will rule out the line now. After that, I will be dividing my round waist by 4. So whatever I get, I will place my measurement from this side. I'll mark my 10 inches here. I will connect it to my hip line. After that, I will be placing my crotch extension measurement on my crotch depth. To get the crotch extension, I will be dividing 48 inches by 20. That's for the front part. For the back part, I will be dividing my hip by 10 inches. So if I divide 48 inches by 20, I'll have 2.4. So I will place the measurement here. I will curve it to meet my hip line. Please don't make the curve too deep. To guide you, you can measure 1 inch from this corner, 1 inch, so that it won't be too deep. From my crotch depth, I came down by 3.5 inches for my thigh measurement. That's my lap measurement. I will root the line out. After that, I will be dividing my crotch extension line by 2. I will rule a straight line from the middle. This line is called crease line. So as this video progresses, you will understand the reason for that. So for my thigh measurement, I have 28 inches, but I'll be adding 1 inch. So I'll be having 29 inches in total. To place the measurement, I will be dividing my round thigh by 2. If I divide 29 by 2, I will have 14.5 or thereabout. So that 14, I will be sharing it into 2. I will place it on the both side. So I will start from this crease line. I will measure my 7.25. So I will also mark 7.25 on this line, or I will measure from this side to get the 14.5. I will mark it here. That is 14.5. That's what I have. I'll connect it to my hip line. On my knee line, I will also divide my round nail by 2. My round nail is 20 inches. If I divide it by 2, I have 10. So that 10, I will share it on the both sides. 5 inch on both sides. I will connect it the way you see me doing. That's what it should be looking like. So from my waist, I will come down by 1 inch. To eliminate the excess folding at the front, I will slant it to the side front. I will confirm my thigh measurement now, whether it's up to half of my round thigh measurement. That's 10 inches. Okay, that's what I have here. So I will be adding 0.75 around the trouser. This is for my sewing allowance. The reason why I like this padded trouser, you can wear it after making your ashobi dresses. Instead of padding any dress you want to make, you can wear it. But know that you will always use your new hip to sew your dress. I'm done cutting. I've gone ahead now to fold my back part. I will place my front part on the back part. So I've done it already. As you can see, I left some inches on the upper part and on the side. So as the video progresses, you will understand the reason for that. So I've extended my lines for my back part. So the first thing I will do now is to come up by 2 inches from my front waist. This is because the back is always higher than the front, so that it can cover my boots very well. From the first line, I will come in by 1 inch. This is because the center of our back is steep. So I will slant it to the hip line, the way you see me doing. I will highlight it very well so that it will be visible. So after that, I would be dividing my hip measurement by 10. As for my crotch extension, I have 4.5 after dividing it. So I will place it from this line, from this first line here. I'll add half inch to it. So I have 5 inches in total. I will mark it on my crotch depth. I'll curve it out the way you see me doing. I've curved it. See how it's looking like. So that's all for that. So for this 1 inch I came in, I will replace it on this side back. Please remember to replace it. I will now slant it the way you see me doing. So on my hip line, I will add 1 inch for my ease allowance. So on my thigh line, I will mark 0.75. Also on the knee line, I will mark 0.75. I'll connect it. I'll do the same thing on this side too. Please remember to subscribe to my channel if you find my video helpful. Also turn on your notification bell so to get notified anytime I upload a new video. I'm done marking it out. So the next thing now is to cut it out. I will be adding zipper allowance on the back part. So I will mark it from here. I measure 2 inches. The length of the zip is 9 inches. That's the length of the zipper allowance is 9 inches. I will connect it this way. So I will cut it out now. I'll cut everything out. I'm done cutting it. So after cutting it out, I will now cut the same thing on my lining, both for the front and back. I will place my main fabric on my lining and trace it out. I've cut my lining both for the front and back. Okay, so I reduce my lining by 1 inch. Okay, this is the foam that I will be using for the padding. Is half inch by width. I got this foam from those people that sells furniture material in the market. You can still buy it from tailoring shop. So to cut it out now, I will fold it into 2. I'll place it and trace it out. I've cut it out already. I also indicated the up and down. After that, I will be trimming it off round. The trimming part is very important. If you don't trim it, it won't look natural when you wear your tights. So I will start trimming it off now. So I told you that I added 2 inches on my hip because I'm using half inch foam. That's because our skirt pattern have 4 sides, 2 sides for the front and 2 sides for the back. Half into 4 places is 2 inches. I'm done trimming it. This is how it will look like. Just take your time and trim all of them out like this. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to cover my foam with stay so that it doesn't tear as time goes on. I will now lay it on the foam and use my hot iron to press it down. I will do it now, come back and show you what you will have. So I've done it already. See how it's looking like. So I also indicated my up and down. Can you see what I have here? This is for the one side. Alright. The next thing I will do now is to go to my sewing machine and run a stitch round the foam. I'll do it and come back and show you. So I've done it already. See what it's looking like. I use black thread here so that you understand what I did. You do it for 4 of them. So the next thing now is to join it. I will place it like this, small and the big one. I'll match it together. Use my pin to hold it. I'll sew it and come back and show you. Okay, I've removed my pin. This is how it will look like for the 2 sides. So the next thing now is to join my trouser. I will show you how you join it. So I'll first of all sew the front crotch. I will match the 2 front together and I will sew the crotch first. I use my pin and hold it. I'll go to my sewing machine and stitch it down. After that, I will place one side of my back on the front so as to shape the 2 sides. I will use 0.75 to sew the side. Okay, let me hold it with pin first. After that, I will also place the other side of the back on this side of the front. I will sew it. So after sewing it, I'll open it up and show you what you have. I will also do the same thing on my lining. So I've sewn it now. See what you will have. I only join the crotch for the front. Alright. The next thing now is to use my iron to open the seam of my lining. I've open press it already. The reason why I open press it is because I will be placing my foam on the lining, not on the main fabric. Place my foam now. I'll come down by 1.5 inches from my waist and I'll locate the upper side on the foam. So I will place it this way. Use my pin to hold it first. I hold it down. I will also hold the down part with pin. Just watch how I place the foam. The smaller one is at the front side while the bigger one is on the back side. I will start my sewing from the middle. So I will stitch it down. Just follow what I'm doing. After stitching the center, I will stitch the side, but I will make sure that there is no folding at the right side of the lining. I will stretch the lining and use my pin to secure it. So I will continue my stitching. Just stitch it the way you see me doing. So I will also do the same thing on this side. I will use my pin to secure it first so that there won't be folding. Alright. After I'm done stitching it round, I will also do the same thing on the other side. I will do that one off camera and I'll come back and show you what you will have. Alright. So this is how it's looking like. I'll do the other one now. I've done the 2 sides. Can you see what I have here? This is how your own supposed to be looking after you're done sewing it. Alright. After that, the next thing is to fix my zip on the back side. So I will place my zip on my zipper allowance and I will stitch it down. First of all, use pin to hold it. I'll go to my sewing machine and sew it and come back and show you. So I've sewn it already. See how it's looking like. I'll remove my pins now. See how the back is looking like. It's an invisible zip. Please use a strong zip when you are making this kind of tights. Use a original strong zip. As you can see, I closed the front crotch and the back crotch. I left the two legs open because I want to turn the downside of the leg. So I will now put the main fabric inside. The main fabric is on the right side, so I will put it inside now, and I will use half inch to join the two legs together. I will just match it together. If I sew it, I will show you how it will look like. I don't know whether you understand what I'm doing here, but let me sew it first and come back and show you. Alright. Okay, I've stitched it down both for the two legs. I'll show you what I have now. See what you will have when you fold the leg. Alright, so from this side now where I did not sew the two legs, I will bring it out. That's how to sew it. You will not close the leg because you can't turn it if you close the leg. So I'll push it out. I will not push it inside the way you see me doing. I'll just arrange it. Make sure when you are sewing it, the line will match. The same line will match both for the front and back. So I will just arrange it now. I'll arrange it for you to see. See one leg here and the other leg too. This inner side of the lap is open. I only stitch the down part of the leg just to hem it. So I will put my hand in one side of the leg and bring it out. This is because I want to close the main fabric and the lining. I'll just match it together now and sew it straight. If you practice it, you will know that it's very simple. I'll stitch the leg now. I will come back and show you how it will look like so that you understand what I'm doing. Alright, so I've stitched it already, and you see I close only one leg. See how the back is looking like because I've also stitched the lining. So I will do the same thing on this one now. I will stitch only the main fabric for this one. I will push it out, join the front leg and the back leg together. I'll do it now and show you the next thing to do. Okay, I've sewn it already. Let me show you how the back is looking like. That's the wrong side. Let me turn it and show you. Can you see I did not stitch the lining because I can't stitch it from that side. So I will now bring it out from the waistline and I will close it up. Very simple. Can you see? Very neat. The back is looking all nice and neat. I'll turn the right side now for you to see. Arrange it very well and iron it out. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos. Thank you. Can you see? So the next thing now is to close my zipper part. So I will match the front and back together, the zipper allowance. Just watch closely what I'm doing. You understand this part is not hard at all. I will match the zipper allowance right side facing right side and sew it close to the zipper side. Alright, I will do it now and show you. Can you see I've closed it? If you watch other of my video, you see how I normally sew my zip. I always use inseam finishing so that my dress will look professional. For my waist, I will stitch it down and use my bias to turn the waistline.